Campers, it's me, Ari Lee, the first Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. You're watching Horror Junkies 509. And remember, Jason never dies.
Yo, what's going on, fellow junkies? Horror Junkies 509, Kyle 13th, coming at you again today, you guys. And I hope you're all out there having a killer day, you guys. It's Friday the 13th yet again. We just had one last month, and we're here in March, and we're having another one. And I'm so absolutely excited because me and Angelina did not get very far into our marathon last month. So now we're going to go ahead and just wrap up all the movies that we have to do this month. And it's on a Good Friday, so I don't know how Good Friday and Friday the 13th mingle, but I guess we're about to find out. I hope you guys are out there having a great Friday the 13th so far. I know I absolutely am. Everybody at work, and I mean everybody at work has been asking me, "Oh, Kyle, what are you doing for Friday the 13th?" And I'm just like, they're expecting me to be like throwing a party or something like that. I mean, maybe someday. I just not exactly my thing, but you know, me and Angelina always low key. We like to sit, chill, enjoy the franchise. You know, do some amazing Friday 13th esque stuff or whatever might come to our minds. But you know what? For the most part, we just kind of sit and chill and watch our movies. And as you guys know, I always do a video related to Friday the 13th. And you guys know I got the mask and the jersey on. So you guys know this video is going to be Friday the 13th related. And something awesome is, you guys, we got opened up, NECA has opened up pre-orders for the NECA Jason Takes Manhattan Friday the 13th Part 8 action figure from the game. So you guys make sure you're getting on NECA.com and pre-ordering yours. It says it's going to be releasing Q4 of 2026. What are the dates of that? I don't know. If you guys know, leave it down in the comments for the rest of us. If I had my calendar at work, I'd know exactly when. But make sure you're getting your pre-orders in. I know I did because I've been excited for my Part 8 Ultimate figure for a long time. I know it's a little bit different since it's going to be coming from the video game. And it looks like, from what I can tell, we're just getting a bunch of alternate hands and the axe. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting like the accessories that we're used to. But honestly, when it comes down to it, I'm not going to complain. I'm getting the figure that I want. I will probably find those other weapons 3D printed somewhere else. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew about that. That is up for pre-order. Don't forget, last Friday 13th, we got the Mother's Head diorama from Part 2, you guys. So make sure you're getting your pre-orders in if you want this stuff, which I don't see why you wouldn't. So we'll still be waiting for pre-orders for the Jason Goes to Hell figure, as well as the Savini Jason figure. So hopefully we're going to be hearing about those real soon, you guys. All right, on to the video, you guys. I don't like to jibber-jabber too much, but I got a big video for you guys because I had a figure planned, I had masks planned, but none of the stuff, it got here on time. I still have two masks getting made, two new hockey masks getting made by Crash Creations, but he did get a little bit behind, but he's been, informing me of that, so, he's been keeping me in the loop. And then I also bought something mega for Friday 13th. I'm not going to say anything about it because I'll probably have to do a video when it gets here. I think it's going to get here the 19th of this month, and so I'm going to do like a Friday the 13th redo video because I don't want to wait too long for that one. I don't want to wait till November. So you guys are going to see that coming up very soon. But yeah, I also have two hockey masks that will be showing up relatively soon, which is going to kind of make this next video kind of irrelevant, but that means I get to do it again if this hits. So I've gotten some requests since I've done rankings of my Leatherface masks. I've done rankings of my Michael Myers masks. I've done rankings of my Universal Monsters masks. I got asked to do a ranking of all of my hockey masks. And if you guys know, if you've been following Horror Junkies 509 for quite a while, that's a big ask. And I'm going to say 27 masks of a big ask, you guys. And I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm going to be doing a ranking to the best of my ability of all my hockey masks. There is some stipulations to this. This has to be a mask that I've reached out to a maker and had them make, whether it be on eBay or a mask maker personal, like, someone who out there who does it a lot. They also have to be reminiscent of a film or a fan film. So the one I'm wearing will not be in it because this is technically from a comic book. So I'll be leaving this one out. I'm also leaving out any mass-produced ones. So these ones from Spirit and obviously the Trick or Treat Studios latex mask. Also my the NECA hockey masks I will not be ranking in this video. These are just all masks that I've acquired, that I've reached out to companies to make, that are from films or fan films, and that's what I'm ranking. Let me know, guys, know down in the comments as we go through this. what your thoughts and opinions are on this video, and if this is something you'd like to see me do again. But since I do have 27 masks to get through, let's go ahead and dig right in. I'm going to go ahead and take this bad boy off. But I have all my masks here on the floor. I got a little clip for you, so you guys can see all my masks. I got little sticky notes on them, so you guys can see the chaos I'm about to go through. So let's go ahead and get right through this because, like always, I love Friday the 13th, you guys, but I don't want to make you guys sit here and watch me the entire Friday the 13th. So let's go ahead and get started with number 27. All right, so just so you guys know, I literally went through and numbered every single one of them. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and start with this one. And I'm going to say a little bit about it, but not too terribly much. So this was an Jason X mask that I bought. When I originally bought this off of eBay, it did have a hot glue all over it. So this was supposed to be a Jason Frozen mask, and when I initially bought it, it actually looked as such. You know, with the hot glue on it, it actually really looked really good like the Frozen mask. But the longer I had it, the worse it looked, and so I did end up going ahead and cutting off all of the hot glue to kind of just make it look like a regular X mask. But as you can kind of look at it, you know, the molding isn't quite there. It's really shiny. The straps aren't good. Like, you know, they're not screen accurate and they're not weathered or anything like that. The mask is pretty, you know, so-so. And so this is why it's going to be my bottom mask in my collection. I can try them all on, I guess, if you want me to. It's going to be pretty quick. So it gives you the Jason look gives you the little nub for a nose. So there's that one. That's my number 27. And I do guys want to go ahead and mention that I do love every single one of my hockey masks. That goes without absolutely saying. I keep them because I love them. And so that's why I'm never going to be like, hey, I'm doing a mass hockey mask sale unless obviously something happened and I need to make some money fast. So that'll be the only reason. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be keeping all my hockey masks because I love them and I love the story. You know, I started really way back when buying all these hockey masks, and I didn't really know all the details and all the stuff about them. So I was like really young, buying some masks that didn't look as good as as they should. But now I'm getting a little bit better. So as the top of the list goes, these things are going to start looking better and better. All right, you guys. So number 26 is a Friday the 13th Part 7 mask. This was another one I bought off eBay, so we definitely have, you know, some reminiscence of Part 7. This is not, I don't think this hits the shape of the Part 7 mask very well. We definitely have the cheek ripped out. I think the paint up looks pretty good. The chevrons painted on, like this was not like a sticker that they put on and stuff like that, and like kind of like they do nowadays. But this was painted on. You know, it's really glossy. It doesn't have a lot of the damage that Part 7 sustains throughout the movie. The straps are really more to be desired, I would say. They're not really screen accurate, and they have the buckles on them, which you're not supposed to have the buckles on Part 7. But I still thought this was my first attempt at getting a Part 7. I loved it for a very long time, and then I realized it wasn't very screen accurate. But, you know, that's going to be my number 26. My very first attempt at a Part 7. Like, I like the size of it, because, like, you know, it actually covers my whole face. Like, you know, normal Part 7s don't really cover the entire face because the mask, they shrunk it pretty severely so they could show off their makeup, which I get. But, you know, I still enjoy the mask, and I still enjoy the story of how I got it. And, you know, my understanding of these hockey masks and their details just wasn't quite there yet when I first bought this. But you know what? We all get to be young once, okay? It's all a good time. Alrighty. So next up is number 25. This is another eBay purchase. This is a representation of a Shelly mask. It's supposed to be very clean, you know, very minimal damage and stuff like that. And I think they did it, but I don't feel like they had the shape right. I think if they kind of like close it up a little bit more like that in the back, so like when I wear it, the shape does look a little more accurate. But this kind of looks like, you know, like a Part 4 or like maybe like a Part 5 shape or something like that. You know, just kind of has the wider look when, you know, Part 3 was more, you know, closed up back there. But, you know, it is a really clean version. This is, I don't know exactly what got on this mask a long time ago, but there is some redness on there. That wasn't on the mask originally, but, you know, you do have some light scuffles on there. Like, you know, this is the early Shelly mask attempt. They don't really have the, you know, screen accurate straps on this one. and also has buckles, which, on that one, it really doesn't have them on it, I don't believe. But, still, my first attempt at a Part 3 Shelly mask, and so that's what I ended up getting. Go ahead and try that one on. Like, see, I think it looks pretty good when it's on. If I were to tighten it up a little bit more, like, I think it would give me that, that really good Part 3 look. So it's all there. It's kind of an attempt, but, I still think this mask is overall just kind of lacking a lot of the good details and, like, the shape and, different stuff like that. Of course, the straps don't hang on very long with these like nylon straps. When I first got them, I was like, I don't know what the heck this stuff is made of. So how can I say if it's right or wrong? But after being a fan as long as I have now, I've definitely taken a long time to look at these masks and understand the details a little better. All right, folks, gonna keep rocking and rolling because, like I said, we got a lot of masks to get through. So number 24. This was my very first Part 5 mask, my Roy mask. And I think this was like either the second or the first mask I bought on eBay. So this was one of the earliest ones. So this is my Part 5. For this one, I mean, I like the dirty, dingy part of it, but I don't think they have the color completely right. These are also painted on chevrons and stuff like that. They still look good, but still, this was a good-looking mask for me at the time. But I mean, definitely understand. The mask is a little bit whiter, I would say, as far as coloration, and then a little more dingy. They don't really get a lot of the chipping details on the masks around the straps and stuff like that. They don't have any of that stuff going on. But as far as like looking like a shape, I feel like they got the shape down pretty well. They also have the inaccurate straps here. But overall I think it's still a serviceable mask. It was still good for my my first attempt at getting a Part 5. This was another eBay purchase. I don't know if I mentioned that one. But a lot of my early stuff was just from eBay. So I think it looks pretty good. And if this is all you had, this is still a really great mask. And so like I don't really have bad things to say about it, but it's just not nailing the mark. When you're wanting to as screen accurate of a mask as possible. So that is my number 24. Alrighty. And next up is my second attempt at a Friday the 13th Part 7 mask. This was actually by a maker on Facebook that I bought from for quite a while. I don't quite remember the name, but if you guys look at my old videos, you guys will see this one pretty good. So this is my second attempt at a Part 7. And I really, really love the shape of this one. I think he really nailed the shape and the size of the mask really, really well as far as being screen accurate. We do have some pretty lackluster straps. They're more accurate, but they're not really tarnished or anything like that. Like if we would have had some, maybe done a little better job at weathering these straps a little bit better. I think he did a little more weathering on here. Kind of really tried to nail those details. Oh, there we go. So this was a Higgins Haven mask. But like I said, he was a really great mask maker for me. Like he really, has a good eye for the details. So this mask is missing some of the damage that it gets later on in the movie. But, this could be just an earlier on mask. And so that would still kind of work. It does have the scrape on the nose. We do have a painted on chevron. But I think overall this mask looks really good. And I still really enjoy the shape and everything. But the straps kind of really hold it back just a little bit. But I can still say that this was an earlier on in the movie, when he didn't have so much damage on the mask. But, I still enjoy it. Go ahead and try it on. Make sure this mask doesn't fall. I gotta do it with one hand, I guess. And this one's a little bit tighter, but... And so I think that really gives, like, the look that you're supposed to have there for the Part 7. Like, I think the shape fits, and I think it contours to the face really nicely. But if I were to have a hood on, this wouldn't fit at all. There's no room for a hood on that one. All right. We're just getting through it, Horror Junkies fan. Alrighty, fellow junkies, on to number 22. And so this was another eBay purchase. And this was my first attempt at like a Part 4 mask. I would say this is almost like a shower scene or, more towards the end of the movie. So this is what it looks like. So we really have a nice dull color of the hockey mask. it doesn't have like a clear coat, and then you see the scraping off the paint and stuff like that. It's all one layer, and he did the details right on top of the mask, which I think looks good. We do have some painted on blood and stuff like that. Like it is just kind of on there to where it's all underneath like the top coat and stuff like that. So you don't really feel like how grimy or anything on this mask. You just feel nice and smooth. So that was one thing that kind of held us down. We do have the chevron. I believe that's actually a sticker. So I think this is when the kind of sticker started with my eBay masks. And then we also have the reminiscence of the side ones getting ripped off, like as well on the forehead one. This is probably that sticky residue that would have been on there. Still have the inaccurate straps, but I still think this is a really great looking mask, especially for my first attempt on a part 4. I really do like the shape of it. I think he nailed it really well on that one. So let's go ahead and try this bad boy on. And this early stuff has really good solid plastic. Towards the middle of my collecting, like I started to run into some really weak plastic. Like if I put it on, like this feels cockeyed because it's really weak plastic. But on these ones, that was not a situation. Like it never got cockeyed and stuff like that. It was able to hold its shape no matter what I did. And so I think that it looks like a really good mask, but it's just not the screen accuracy that I was looking for as I moved on into being more of a mask collector. So there's my first attempt at a part 4. I mean, I think the axe chop looks absolutely amazing. I like the blood, but of course, I wish it was like, on there, you could like feel it almost, Gotta love different details as you learn more stuff and get a better eye for things. All right, you guys. Coming on up to number 21. This was my first attempt at a Friday 13th Part 8 mask. And so we got this one here off of eBay. On this one, I feel like the shape is it's a little narrow. Like I feel like the Part 8 is a little more wide. But I feel like when you wear it, it actually looks absolutely. The shape looks just fine on it. I think this is some of the better straps that I've ever gotten on these earlier masks. He did not tarnish them or anything like that. But we got the correct buckle, and then having all the the sizing straps on the sides and the top, it's all screen accurate. All the detail is it's painted on and looks really good. But I feel like there's a lot more that could have been added to it to really nail this as a Part 8. I feel like the shape is a little bit wonky like there. It's not completely like, uniform, but I mean, are any of the hockey masks really uniform? We do have a good axe chop. We do have, some nice clean, rigging here, for the buckles and stuff like that. I feel like that should have been really weathered and stuff like that. But, as far as still an early mask, I'm still really happy to have this one. These straps are really heavy duty. And so that's one of the reasons, like, I've always really enjoyed this mask. And I love that it's not crazy white or crazy yellow. Like I still feel like this is a white mask that has a hue of yellow. It's not just a straight yellow mask. But I think they did a pretty good job with this one. I was really happy with this when I first got it because every other hockey mask from Part 8, I just feel like they were making banana masks, So go ahead and try this bad boy on. And so now that it's on, I really feel like it takes the shape that it's supposed to, like when Jason's actually wearing it. Because it doesn't look really wide when he's wearing it, but at rest it would look a little wider. But then he puts it on, kind of conforms to his face just a little bit. Did a really good job of getting the chevrons on really good. I think these are painted on. I don't believe they're stickers, so still kind of in the time of painted on chevrons. I mean, which is okay. I mean, you can have painted on chevrons and be fine. I mean, it's just like, it's just a detail I'm talking about, as we're going through all these. So that is my number 21. All right, you guys. So as you saw in the video, I have 4 full levels to keep going up. So we're going to keep rocking and rolling, you guys. And we're coming up to one of my first masks that I got off of the one of the fan films. So this one is from Vengeance 2. And so this is a continuation of the Part 6 hockey mask from Friday the 13th Part 6. It's kind of like a sequel. This one, there's a lot of damage going on here. Like, there's a lot of darkening. Like, I don't really like this damage right here. Like, this makes it kind of look like a sun and stuff like that. But, I mean, like, you got to appreciate all the work that has gone into this mask. Like, I think the shape looks really good. Like, I think they still nailed that, that part 6 color, but they just really darkened it up a lot. We do have the bullet hole here, and some of these scrapings and all this other stuff looks pretty good. Just the stuff around the eyes just kind of makes it look kind of weird. Like, I do like the nose damage. We do have a little bit of reminiscence of on this side, the propeller damage. So at the end of part 6, when he gets hit by the propeller, which makes, the end of the part 7 mask end up like that. We do have that, and it looks pretty good. Some scrapes all the way through. Some good leather straps here. Didn't really weather them much, but I feel like there's a little bit, but I don't know if that's just due to the way I store it. We do have, that little piece of leather that, holds everything together. That's looking pretty good. They nailed a lot of good details on this. And since, this is just obviously from a fan film that maybe not everyone has seen. So if you haven't seen Vengeance and Vengeance 2, that's what this is supposed to be from. And so we'll go ahead and try that one on. I got this when they were doing the Indiegogo campaign. And so I bought this with the movie. So this one would be perfect. It's got a lot more room on this, so I could actually wear this with my hood if I wanted to, and probably make this look a lot better. So on, it looks a little bit funky, but it is what it is. So maybe I should, if I were to wear this with my hood, it'd look a lot better. But I do appreciate all the effort that went into making this mask. Like seeing all the, the different kind of damage they did to it for, those later on movies. It's captured here, and all this, just really dark and dingy stuff. I really enjoy it, and I think they really did a great job. And so that was for Vengeance Part 2. Next up is my other one from a fan film. This one, I feel like these ones are a little more well-known. But so this is going to be my number 19 spot. So Vengeance was number 20. So if you guys, I forgot to mention that. This is my Never Hike Alone mask. I like this one. I think the whole paint up and everything and all the damage and stuff looks really, really good. I feel like the shape is not correct. It's way too narrow when it should be a little more wider. It's kind of what I've kind of depicted from the movie. I think they did a really good job with these straps. They got, the straps are accurate, and look at this stuff. Like, that's the detail I'm talking about. Like, let's rough these things up a little bit. Let's make them look rusty. Let's make them look actually worn out. Let's make them look like, this mask has actually been worn by Jason for, however long. But, as far as like this mask, I think they really nailed the look of it, the color of it, the damage to it. No chevrons on this one, even in the movie. Just if they would have nailed the shape just a little bit better, this would have been pretty darn good. And so this is a Maniac mask, and so I think he absolutely did a great job. I think the shape could be a little bit better, but you know what? I still absolutely love this mask. Can't say a bad thing about it. I think Maniac Masks is the same guy who made this mask too, so he does really great work, and I highly recommend him. All right, I believe he's on Etsy. So here is my Never Hike Alone mask. So if you guys want to see that, I think it still looks pretty good. So this little chip right here always makes me feel like I got like an eyebrow or something like that. I don't know. Just something that's different from the rest of them. Alrighty. On to number 18. And this is my first attempt and my only attempt so far at a Friday the 13th Part 5 Graveyard Mud Mask. And so this was also made by Higgins Haven. And so this is supposed to be basically like the mud mask. And so at the beginning, when the Jason comes out of the coffin, and at Part 5, coming after Corey Feldman's character, I almost said Corey Haim, and he had a whole bunch of mud on his mask. This is kind of my first attempt with Higgins Haven, and I really appreciate what he did here. I think this looks great. I think the shape looks awesome. I think the axe chop looks good. The straps going behind the mask looks absolutely phenomenal, and actually is as accurate as it should be. The chevron's nice and clean on there. I feel like the mud is a little more to be desired. Like if we could caked it on here a little more, give it some texture and stuff like that, I would have really enjoyed it. But honestly, if you look at this in the dark, this is going to do exactly what you want it to do. Like, I think it's going to be able to look like that mask did in the movie. And so even though it's painted on mud, it's not like actual mud on the mask. I feel like he did such a phenomenal job. And this is just kind of one of those quirky masks. Like, you see this one in Part 5, and then you see the hallucination. Like, it's not the main mask of the movie, but, I always try to get these, just random masks that you see throughout the movie, even though it's on screen for just a few minutes or a few seconds even. But I still try to get them. All right, so the mud mask. It also does, I think he has a decent set of straps on here. I don't know if they're completely accurate, but they're kind of that stretchy material. So I think as far as going, I think he kind of got it pretty good. And all right. And so this is me in the mud mask. I'd be going after Corey Feldman at the beginning of part 5 after escaping my coffin. Yeah, I don't know. I think I like it because, I think the mud is serviceable. Of course, would I want it to be something a little more? Absolutely. But I mean, as far as the first attempt, I dig it. I think it looks good. Alrighty. Fellow junkies, we are coming up to number 17. Number 17 is going to be my Higgins Haven version of my Roy mask. And I really think Higgins Haven really knocked this mask out of the park. I think the shape looks good. I really think the color is really good. They really dirtied it up really nicely. He does have the sticker chevrons, which I really like the sticker chevrons better because I like being able to feel the ridge of the chevron. He does have you can see where the red chevron was. Like, it's just a detail that they have in the part 5s. But differently than my first one, he has the chips where you can see kind of like the blue paint coming up from under the mask. Like, he was able to hit on some of those and actually hit more on more detail than my last part 5 that I showed. He did a good job of getting the straps correct on this. They have 2 different styles of straps on here. But they're not weathered or anything like that. They look nice and clean. We do have some good buckles on the back, just a back side. But I think this is still a serviceable part 5. I still have it on display on my bookshelf, so it's definitely, still showing in my collection, even though I got a brand new part 5 that it's just bar none for a lot of reasons. So go and try this bad boy on. I always like my part 5 masks. What can I say? So it's not my favorite Friday 13th, but I do like my part 5. So looking good there with a nice Roy mask. All right. And I'm sorry if I'm going a little fast. If you guys have any questions on any of these masks or, anything that you need to know, leave them down in the comments and I'll make sure I answer them. I just want to make sure this video doesn't last completely all day. I still got a lot more movies to watch today. All right, you guys, coming on to number 16. And so this is another Higgins Haven mask. And so this is the propeller damage for part 6. So we have a part 6 mask, and this is where the propeller hit Jason in the face at the end, and we got ourselves a nice chunk of his mask ripped out. And we also have the bullet hole from the earlier part of the movie, the axe chop. And I really just love the shape of this mask. I think the color of this mask is looking absolutely perfect. We do have a sticker chevron. It's got all the damage in the chevron that it's supposed to have. We do have some really nice, clean straps. I would love to see a little more weathering on this, and this mask would be an absolute complete knockout. But the mask itself, I feel like it's got, some good dexterity on it, so it's not going to be one of those masks I put on and they go cockeyed like that and stuff like that. So I think it's a great mask, a good representation of that part of the movie, that 5 seconds you see him underwater with the propeller damage. And you have to really freaking look to see that, I'm telling you. So let's go ahead and try this bad boy on. And so a little bit bigger of a mask because this one doesn't have adjusting straps, but I still think it looks pretty good. This would definitely be perfect for me to have my hood on with it. But there's the part 6 with propeller damage from Higgins Haven. And like you guys say, I don't really have negative things or bad things to say about any of my masks. Because I do love them all. But this ranking, it is from my favorite to my least, or my least favorite to my favorite. I don't hate any of these masks. It just shows my journey of in my mask collection. And I think that's kind of cool that, I can look at all these and kind of remember a certain time in my life, collecting hockey masks, which I think is really cool. All right, folks, we got ourselves a number 15 coming up, and this is, I guess, not my first attempt. This is my technically second attempt at getting a Jason X hockey mask. And this is also from Higgins Haven, you guys. And I love, 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 love this mask. I am looking at the shape of it. I'm looking at the color of it. I'm looking at the details and all the damage on it. I think it's amazing. I think he did such a great job with this mask. The the straps are going behind the mask, like it does in the movie. It doesn't really kind of have like an axe chop. It's got like an axe dent or something like that, just like it does in the movie. The chevron is nice, short and stubby, just like the nose, just like it's supposed to. But I think the whole mold of this is absolutely perfect. When we come back to the straps, we do have some really, really, really clean, not haggard straps, and then we do have the ring like it's supposed to have. So he did some good stuff, like getting all the pieces of it correct. But these straps are too clean. This is made to be a pretty big mask, so my head fits in there. Plus, I don't know, I could probably wear a whole latex mask with this one, but not a problem, you guys. I think it still looks pretty good. This mask right here, if I could take this and put it on some weathered straps, different straps, I would definitely do that, and this mask would be way higher up in this ranking. But with this, what I'm looking at is perfect. Straps, a little more to be desired. Let's go ahead and try this bad boy on. And so, like, the straps are so big, they're way back here, so I have to kind of do this. So I still think that looks, like it's supposed to. But if I just had different straps on this thing, I think this mask would be a knockout. You can see how far it kind of comes off my head, just to kind of give you a reason why I have to kind of hold it to really do it. And like this one, actually, even though it doesn't have a nose, that my nose is actually comfortable in this one. My first Jason X, there's no room for your nose. It's uncomfortable, but he really nailed this one, and I enjoy it. I know that Jason X is not everyone's cup of tea, but everyone. But there's a lot of people who do love Jason X, and I'm just in that camp. So I'm good at that. All right, you guys. So we actually have number 14 coming up. It's another Part 5 Roy mask. But this is from Escape Theory Studios. And so this is actually a pretty phenomenal Part 5. So let's go ahead and show you that. I think we do have a really good shape here. We do have some good color, like a good white base with a lot of dirty, dingy, dirt and mud added to it. We do have the sticker chevrons. They do have the details of the chevron kind of getting chipped off here. Where is it? Yeah, so I think the chip is here, but I think it got put down somehow. So they did exactly have the chip on this side as well. They do have the screen accurate straps. The two different styles on the back with those yellow lines and the elastic strap in the middle. They do have a lot more scrapes and stuff like that, scraping the paint off in certain areas, and so I think they really captured a good, a lot more battle damaged, battle worn mask in this one. And like I said, I think the shape and the paint up all look pretty darn good, and the straps are looking pretty good. On the inside it's blue, which my first blue mask, but I think they still did a really great job. This is a little more pliable plastic, but since there's no axe chop, I think it's okay because it's not going to make it look all cockeyed. So it still works pretty good. Let's go ahead and try this bad boy on. All right, and there's the Escape Theory Studios. I mean, I put this on. I think it looks really darn good, I have to say. Another good Part 5. You look at my collection, how many Part 5s I have. You're like, Kyle, I think you like Part 5. I think it's your favorite, but it really isn't. I swear. Part 6 is my favorite. Jason Lives has always been my favorite Jason movie. All right, I can't get enough of this. I absolutely just love it. Good looking mask. Oh, yeah. And that was number 14. All right, fellow junkies, we are coming up to number 13. Holy cow. And we still have a lot to do. Bear with me. It's kind of getting further away from my chair at this point. And so number 13 is going to be another one from Higgins Haven. This is going to be my Part 8 mask from him. One cool detail he did, he put the nylon in the eyes. I absolutely love that detail, so you guys can't see my eyes. So I think he did a really great job. I think the shape, it is really, really, really wide. But I mean, I think it seems like, the Jason mask part 8 looks really wide like that. But, when he wears it, it kind of molds to him a little bit better. We do have a lot of good details on here, like a really dirty, dirty yellow mask. We do have some sticker chevrons. We do have a lot of good scraping. We do have the proper tools. And look at that. We got some weathering on these guys. It looks a little rusty and stuff like that. Coming down, we got some more scraped sides. We got some weathering on here. We come to the leather straps. It still looks pretty clean, but I think, working them back and forth, it looks a little more weathered than than his previous videos or previous masks, and we do have this, the proper tooling on the back. I just love this little buckle piece. I think it's so synonymous with Part 8, and it's just so cool. Like, I don't even know what this thing would even be called. It's just cool. We do have the silver on the back, and you guys can see the nylons and stuff like that. So I really think this mask is really fire, but it is just far too yellow. Like, it is just yellow, 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 yellow. Like, there's at no point do I feel like this was a white mask that got, dyed yellow or stained yellow or anything like that. This was just a yellow mask from start to finish. But you know what? I still think it looks pretty good, and I still really enjoy it. But that's one of my issues with a lot of Part 8 masks is like they're just far too yellow. Like the Jason mask in Part 8, it's a white mask that kind of got a hue of yellow. Like in parts it looks really yellow, in parts it just looks white with just a little bit of yellow. And so I just feel like we went a little too far with the yellow on this. But as far as like the shape, the damage, the straps, this mask is absolutely fire, and I just love this detail with the nylon. So let's go ahead and try this bad boy on. So not a bad mask in any way, shape, or form. Oh yeah, and I think I look good in it. It's just one of those things. Maybe I'm biased. I could be, and that's okay. I think you guys will let me know if it's not. So this is my Part 8 from Higgins Haven, and that is my number 13 mask. 13 for Friday 13th. What can I say? I don't know. I think that's a pretty good thing to spot to be. All right. Coming up to number 12. Number 12. There's 12 Friday the 13th movies, All right. So this is a Higgins Haven mask. This is the hallucination Jason mask. So this would be anytime that we see like the real Jason in Part 5 outside of the mud mask. And so we definitely have the axe chop. We have the little bit of blood and the whole drizzle going through the eye and down through the mouth. And so that always signifies to me the hallucination Jason. And look at this thing. Look at the details, to all the scraping, all the wiping away of paint. We do have sticker chevrons here. We do have some reminiscence goo of the old chevrons. This blood, I love that you can feel it. Like, when you're on the blood, you know you're on the blood, and it's on the mask and stuff like that. I just love details like that. You can see that it was like paint over it, and he wore down the paint to really kind of give it that scraping, scuffing look. We got, the buttons here. We got accurate straps going on, and then buttons are, the tooling on the mask with the straps and stuff like that just looks really good. And like, sizing for your head and whatnot. But I just think he knocked this mask out of the town. And like, I think the details there, the straps are definitely serviceable, and all the detail, the paint ups and stuff like that. I just absolutely love this as my first hallucination mask. Always looking to get my next hallucination mask or, something else. Like I'm always, I'm going through the collection for Crash Creations right now. So I'm going to be getting a lot of masks from Crash. And so he's like the maker that is my maker for now. Like I did a lot with Higgins Haven. I did a lot with eBay and stuff like that. And so I just keep going somehow. And so here's my hallucination Jason mask. I just love that little blood drip. I just love how it looks. Oh man, that's some good stuff right there. All right, you guys. So hallucination Jason was from Part 5, was in my number 12 spot. And we're on our way. All right, you guys. And so this is my first attempt and my only attempt so far at a Freddy vs. Jason mask. I am trying to get an updated one of this one, but I still say this one isn't bad. It's not great, but it's still not bad. And so this was actually an eBay purchase, one of my earliest ones. And so this is my Freddy vs. Jason mask. Like, I think the mask shape looks really good. I love all the scrapes and detail that he did. You see the chevrons on here. These are painted on chevrons. But all the scrapes and all the dingy dirt that it goes through. Like, look at the tooling on here, like with all these washers and stuff like that. It actually got detailed. It actually has some weathering to it. Coming around to the back, the straps look absolutely just dingy and worked to hell. So this stuff looks amazing. It's got the ring like it's supposed to. These straps are amazing. I wish this mask was a little bit lighter. I still want to look kind of like it, just wish it, had a little bit lighter of a complexion, or maybe it's just like not the right color. Just something off about it a little bit. But I still think it's a really great representation of that Freddy vs. Jason mask. So in my heart of hearts, eventually I want to have a clean Jason mask from Freddy vs. Jason. I want to have the battle, damaged one, and then the one from the end when he comes out of the lake. When it's like it's all crumbled almost right here on the side. And so eventually I will get that mask. And so this is obviously the Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash mask. So it's supposed to be the same mask, but it just is what it is. But I still think it's a good version of the Freddy vs. Jason mask, and it's always on display in my collection. But I'm ready for my next version of it. So go ahead and try this bad boy on. I hope I've tried them all on. I hope I haven't missed one. And I'm a huge fan of Freddy vs. Jason. I just love it. I wish we got the sequel. I would even take a sequel now. Let's just have. I almost wish we could get a sequel to it, but have the way we wanted, like have Robert Englund and Kane Hodder together. But if the only way we could do it is with Robert Englund and Ken Kersinger, I'd be okay with it. I'd let it happen. Like I'm the boss in any way, shape, or form. All right, we are on to number 10. We are in the top 10 masks, you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I know this was a big ask. Whenever I do really long videos, I'm always worried that some people aren't going to watch them because they are too long, or you can watch them in broken up spurts. It is what it is. I do that too. But I hope this was something you guys really enjoyed. So number 10 is a Higgins Haven Part 3 mask. And I really did ask him to really do a lot of this cracking and scraping and stuff like that. So whether it's movie accurate or not, that is more my fault than the makers. But I really wanted kind of a perfect hockey mask with some wear, and I saw this on his site and on his Facebook, and I said I want that. Like whatever you did there, I want it. And so that was more of a request for me. But I really like that really subtle cracking of the paint throughout the entire thing. And then, it's got some scuff marks and stuff like that. It's really yellowed and stuff like that. Like it's actually been through some stuff out in the weather and stuff like that. I think the straps are looking good for a Part 3. It got that stretchy style. But I don't know. So this was kind of more of, it's a Part 3, but it's more of kind of a request mask, I guess. So I could get all that cracking and scraping detail. I just liked it a lot. So as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to have it. Here's a Part 3 from Higgins Haven. And from a distance, you can't really see it. But this one with the Part 3, I feel like the shape isn't quite right. I think what Part 3 is supposed to be a little bit more like that. And so, if I work tight, then I could probably make that look happen. But, I feel like it's supposed to be made to that shape, kind of like my Crash Creations one is. So, but we'll get to that. But I still think it looks good. I like all the detailing, and he just did a really great job. And so that is my number 10. We are getting there, guys. So hold on to your butts. All right. So my number 9 is another Higgins Haven mask, and this is kind of like a Part 4 shower scene, maybe a little bit before that. So I really like this mask a lot. This has been one of my early favorites. I think we have a lot of the blood washing off due to the shower. We do have the part of the chevron coming off, and so we do have the first one here. This one's halfway off. This one's still whole, but we still have a lot of good damage on this mask. A lot of paint wearing off. A lot of good scrapes and scuffs. Looking good there. We got some blood on the mouth right there. Looking cool there. We do have some good, the elastic straps as we're supposed to. This is a Higgins Haven mask, by the way, as well. So just like that last mask we saw, Part 3, I think he really nailed a good thing on this, a good look in this mask. I feel like maybe the paint should have been a little less like eggshell than it is, maybe a little whiter in spots, but I still think he absolutely nailed it. I think the shape looks really good, and I just love that paint up. I love the blood effect on there. It just looks really good. No attention to detail on the the snaps or anything like that. So I don't know if he could have done a little bit more there. That would have made it look a little bit better. But this is still high up in the collection as it is, and on the back we do have the blood going through the bottom as well. I love that detail when I saw it. Absolutely loved it. So here's this Part 4 shower mask. I think I put it on and it kind of takes shape even better. I think it looks pretty darn good right there. Absolutely love it. So there's a Higgins Haven Part 4 shower scene, and that's my number 9. All right, you guys, and so this will probably be the most different one, I guess, out of this whole video. And so this is my number 8. And this is my one and only Jason X Uber mask. And so you guys are going to say, that's not a hockey mask. To me, it's just a futuristic hockey mask. And so I still put it in my hockey mask collection, saying that this is still Jason's hockey mask. It's just, the Jason X version of it. And I absolutely love this thing. This thing is from Darb Designs. And it does come apart, and it's got magnets in it. And so this thing just clicks back together. I think this thing's absolutely phenomenal. A lot of people I've heard say this color, it needs to be more chrome, and I do understand that. But I mean, I think I love that this exists. Like, I'm so glad they made this, and I'm so glad that, if I wanted to get the hood this from them, it's also this mask is gonna fit on that hood, and so, or the bust or whatever. And so I think that's really awesome. I think they absolutely nailed the mold of this thing. I think they got all the details you really needed. So whether you think the color's right or wrong, you really can't deny that this thing is as screen accurate as it can be as far as the mold goes. So if you like or dislike the paint, it's really up to you. And let's go ahead and try this bad boy on. I love Uber Jason. I really want to see more Uber Jason stuff. But, since Jason X is not a fan favorite, I don't think I'll ever see it, but there's me as Uber Jason, and I love that this thing fits decently. Like, there's some room here, but, I can still put it, where I want it. Make sure my eyes are, straight into it. And I don't know. I also feel like this is the version of Jason that should have been on the Mortal Kombat game, because Uber Jason would have slayed in all the Mortal Kombat games. Like, I've still loved the one we got, but Uber Jason would have been unstoppable. He just looks like a Mortal Kombat character. I almost look like Cabal. I mean, come on. All right. I love my Uber Jason mask, and I always will. And so just remember, if you guys want one, Darb Designs. Definitely, if you guys want the link, I will definitely give it to you. It's wicked. And that was my number 8 spot. All right, guys, I'm getting a little bit further from my chair here, so just bear with me here. I'm going to have to dance around a bit. All right, fellow junkies, here we are. Number 7, right? Yeah, number 7. This is currently my one and only. Eventually, I'll probably upgrade, but I don't need to upgrade because this is a bad mask in any way, shape, or form. This is an upgrade just because I only have one, so I need another one. This is my only Jason Goes to Hell mask, and so this is the hockey mask from Jason Goes to Hell. Obviously, you're used to seeing Jason's, bulbous head and skin coming out from the sides of this thing. But just look how much damage. Like, they actually took, kind of the propeller damage from part 6 and 7. We got the bullet hole. We got a little bit of axe chop. We got some more, mass breakage here. And from this movie, this part happened from when he exploded or something like that. But this thing looks amazing. I love the shine on it. This is a painted chevron, and so, I still think he did a really good job. This is an eBay mask, by the way. Like, I think this thing really captures that look of that mask. The double rivets on the sides of the straps. The straps are not supposed to have, sizing adjustments, but this was a request from me, so not inaccurate because of the maker. It's inaccurate because of me, because I wear my hockey masks. I wear them all the time. And so this is just, I think this is almost a flawless Jason Goes to Hell hockey mask. Like, I really absolutely love this mask. I could not ask for more. Obviously, now I would have gotten the screen accurate straps, get a little more weathering on them, whatever. But, this mask, like this right here, the detail, everything, I just think looks phenomenal. And that's why it had to be in my number 7 spot, because I just think it's killer. I just love that detail. Oh, I just love it. It looks so great. Jason Goes to Hell. And, I understand that, Jason Goes to Hell is not a favorite movie in any way, shape, or form. But the look of Jason, the hockey mask, everything, I think is just, it looks so good. And so that's one thing that bugs me, is because I feel like it's a really good look of Jason, a really good hockey mask, but we don't get to see him that much. All right, so Jason Goes to Hell is my number 7. I gotta dance around here, guys, again. Sorry. Trying not to step and break anything. Okay, and I'm coming back. I didn't know this was gonna be part exercise. Honestly, this is the first time. Alrighty, and my number 6 is my first attempt at the remake mask, you guys. And so this is from an eBay buy that I got for quite a while ago. And so here is my very first attempt at the remake mask. I do have the NECA one, but since I wasn't going to do the NECA masks, I'm only going to be showing off this one. I feel like he got the shape really, really good. I feel like he got those chevrons on really well. I believe these are actually stickers. Yeah, these are stickers on. But I feel like this mask is a little bit dark. It doesn't have a lot of the paint chipping that goes on, kind of in the middle of the mask like that actual mask does. So I feel like it's missing a few details, but I really say this mask is pretty phenomenal. Like, I really enjoy the paint up that it's got on there. I enjoy the straps on here. Like, it's got the stretchy straps, but it looks like he even weathered those guys. The buckles look like they've been through hell. And so I really enjoy it. Like, when the full mask kind of comes together and makes it a phenomenal mask. Like, the paint up looks really good. There's more to be desired as far as, a little more paint chipping. But the straps and the mask overall look great. So let's go ahead and try this bad boy on. Yeah, there's my Derek Mears Jason right there. I'm a big fan of the remake. And, it is what it is. I think it's one of the best remakes that's come out, honestly. All right. Whew. All right, you guys. So that was my number 6. We are in the top 5. Are you guys ready for the top 5? Are you ready for the top 5? I know I'm ready for the top 5. All right. And I know that we're not going to agree on everything. And that's okay. That's kind of the best thing about YouTube, is that we don't all agree on everything. So my part 5 is a Higgins Haven mask. This is my part 6 bullet hole mask. So this is the mask that when he got the bullet hole, we do have the axe chop here. I do love the blood splatter that is on this mask. We got the right rivets here on the side. I think all the tooling here looks right. Obviously, we do have some pretty perfect straps here, so not weathered or anything like that. But this mask, it's got some good, pretty good dexterity on there. I think this thing looks phenomenal. This is almost a perfect part 6 bullet hole mask. I just love the blood splatter on that thing. I think the mask shape looks good. I think the coloration looks good. Literally, the only thing this is missing is probably just a little more detail on the straps. We have that leather piece on the back that holds it, all the straps together. And this thing is just absolutely killer. Like, we got the chevron. It's a sticker. We got the damage on that chevron. That bullet hole just looks so good. Like, sometimes you think it's just another one of these vent holes, but it's an extra. But, yeah, I don't have a bad thing to say about this part 6, except straps. But, as you know, I'm a little bit biased. I love my part 6, and this is the bullet hole version. Let's go ahead and try this bad boy on. This is also perfect for my hood. So if I would have had my hood on, this thing would fit absolutely perfect. And it's just, there's a lot going on with all these masks, you guys. It was harder than hell to rank these. There's so many, and this was quite a task, needless to say. Like, I want you guys to let you know, I put my effort into this. I put my heart into this, and that's why we're 52 minutes into this thing so far. So number 5 is my Higgins Haven part 6 bullet hole mask. All right, you guys. So, now on to my number 4. Number 4 is going to be the start of my Crash Creations masks. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, I just feel like these are some of the top masks that I've been getting recently, and these things are just phenomenal, and I love looking at them, and I think they're great. So my number 4 is my Crash Creations Part 3 mask. This is the Shelly mask. It is supposed to be, pretty pristine, pretty clean, but he does sneak in a lot of good, weathering in there, a lot of good scrapes, and just natural use of this mask from when Shelly was using it. We do have that shape that I've been talking about. My other part 3s, they kind of give you that, wider look, when this one's supposed, that more slender look as it's supposed to. We do have the chevrons that are stickers, and we do have some weathering on the tooling. We do have some pretty, fresh straps, but, this is being as early as it is in the movie, it's kind of believable at this point when it's still a Shelly mask. But I just think this mask captures the essence of that mask, like to a T. Like, I think it looks amazing, and I think he captures it absolutely amazing. So I'm drooling over the Crash Creations masks a little bit, but if you guys have not seen my review of these masks, make sure you're checking those videos out as well. And there's my part 3, what I call the Shelly mask. Like the shape, I just love it because it's just a little bit different, than the later years as we go forward. So it just got more of that slender look like it should. But from the side, it still has that, wide looking shape. But I don't know. I can't explain it. I hope you guys see it. I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. It's just, I don't know. That's Crash Creations part 3 is my number 4. Alrighty. On my way back to the top here. I'm going to try and bring all these down. All at once. So maybe I don't have to try and kill myself anymore. Alrighty. Alright. And we're ready to wrap this up here, you guys. And my number 3 mask ranking is going to be my Crash Creations Friday the 13th Part 5 mask. This is my newest mask that I just got. This is what I mean. To a T. This is a white mask that's just been dirty, scraped, and dingied throughout the use of this mask. This thing's got the chevron that's chipped on both sides. This thing's actually lifted up. We do have all the scrapes around the straps. Where it's been worn from being worn by individuals and stuff like that. It just looks so good. Down the bottom, we got the more chipping of the mask, of the paint and stuff like that. We do have the the reminiscence of the chevron in the back here. Get that out of there. And I just think he really captures the look of this mask from the film perfectly. We do have the 2 different straps on the sides and the back. And then look at these straps in the back. We do have a little bit of good weathering on here. So this looks like it's kind of been through it a little bit. Just as much as that Roy put it through. But just really nails the look of the Part 5 mask. The shape, the painting, those little chip details. And either I'm Roy or I'm Tommy Jarvis at the end when he's gonna attack Pam in the hospital. I look more like Tommy Jarvis, am I right? From Part 5. There it is, you guys. Part 5 from Crash Creations is my number 3. Alright, you guys. And my top 2. And it's because these things are so detailed, so movie accurate in everything, any way I can look at them, that these have to be my top 2. They cover they check all the boxes, they check all the dots, everything is crossed, everything's marked. I can't say a bad thing about them. So my number 2 spot is going to go to my Crash Creations Friday 13th Part 7 mask. Like, we absolutely have a perfect shape here. Like, the whole propeller damage here of the mask getting ripped apart. We have all the scrapes and damage throughout the whole eyes, everything all the way up here. We got the axe chop. We got the really really badly done chevron, but that's how it is in the movie. And then, we got all the strap wear on this mask. It's just wearing off all the paint. And, look at this detail. Look at the worn out, tooling. Look at the worn out straps on this guy. This guy has been underwater for quite some time, and this leather is rotting. And so this is all worn out. Everything, all the detail, the different colors, all the scrapes that go through Kane Hodder gets throughout the movie. It's all here, you guys. The only thing that's not here is when the mask splits. But that would be a great detail to eventually get a second mask and have a split one. But I feel like the shape of it, it's going to contour to my face really nicely when this thing's actually on. Yeah, it's a smaller mask, but they did that intentionally when they created it. Honestly, guys, I don't know if this is missing a detail. If you guys know something it's missing, please let me know. And so, this just feels right, I really wish I had the Part 7 hood so you could see the teeth coming out the side. And I really think this mask would come together with it, because I feel like the under mask is so noticeable in this mask. It's almost not right to have this mask on without it. So I think maybe that's why it doesn't, if it doesn't do it for you, I just need my hood that I don't have. But I think this one would do it for you if it did. So number 2 spot is my Friday 13th Part 7 from Crash Creations. Love the coloring on it. Love the shape. The straps, amazing. All right, you guys, so that just leaves my numero uno. Like I said, I definitely want to know your guys' opinions, your thoughts. We're all going to have different opinions and thoughts and stuff like that, and that's okay. This is my Crash Creations Friday 13th Part 8 mask, and this is just another reason that I love Crash Creations. Like, we absolutely just nail the look of this mask. We have a lot of good weathering up here, a lot of good, weathering of the tooling, the straps, the coloring actually looks really good. Like, I see that this mask was eventually potentially white at one point, and it's been stained yellow over time, being in that, the seawater and stuff like that. So that's where Jason ended up getting the color. Like, you kind of go through this, like, you really see, like, what Jason put this mask through while wearing it. We do have, good sticker chevrons on here, and we do even have some of the toxic green sludge that kind of comes in at the end there. And, just a really good representation of that Part 8 mask. I feel like the shape is right on. Like, this mask is perfectly wide like it is in the movie. And then when you kind of wear it, it'll kind of contour to you a little bit more. But these straps, you guys, just out of sight. It's got the buckle like it's supposed to. It's got the sizing buckles. And this is like just the best weathering of these straps I have ever seen. Like, he just nails it. I don't know how he does it, but knocks out of the park every time I buy from him. And that's why I'll continue to buy from him until I have them all. So we'll go ahead and try this bad boy on. We got the silverback, which I just love. Yeah, so we put that bad boy on, and there we are. Friday 13th, Part 8, without a shadow of a doubt. Of course, eventually I want to have a hood for each one of these masks for display purposes, and if I ever want to cosplay as any Jason, I want to be able to. Yeah. Friday 13th, Part 8, Crash Creations is my number one mask, you guys. And it's because it deserves it. It has all the details in there. Like, it didn't skimp on any portion of it. The paint up, the detailing, all the weathering and stuff like that, all the, attention to detail that he puts into each one of these masks. This just has the most of it, and so that's why it has to be my number one mask currently. So, as I get new masks, this ranking can change, you guys. And so, honestly, even now as I think about it, some of these masks could change. I just love my hockey masks, you guys. I am a hockey mask fanatic. I'm a Jason fan. It's my favorite franchise, and it always will be, you guys. And so I love every single one of these hockey masks. And yeah, I like some of them more than the others, but that doesn't mean I lose love for any of them, you guys. So, that was a video and a half, you guys. I think this is my very first video that's ever gone over an hour. Needless to say, that is insane. I'm tired of hearing myself talk. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this. But that's going to do it for me. Horror Junkies 509 signing out just until next time. You guys already know it. I've been sentenced to life. I am a horror lifer. And you guys have an absolute killer day. Enjoy your Friday the 13th. We got another one coming up in November. But, that's a little bit more longer of a way. So I don't want to waste any time with the stuff that's arriving. So you'll get to see it. So hopefully we're going to, if you're a like, comment, subscribe, and come back and join me next time when Horror Junkies 509 rides again. Have a killer day. Jason's out there.